That's a full service.
Did you get a filet?
I do truly believe that postal unit is a community. Now, I have been in there and talking to Sue, and I mean, it kind of reminds me of that movie Doc Hollywood with Michael J. Fox, when he's got to read the letters to everybody and people come in and tell you about their families and what's going on. And yes, the sense of community is very big. So at this time, I'll stop, and if any of these board members have something they want to address or say about it, Chris, or go ahead. So,
Morgan, I'd like to just chip in a little bit. The lady over here had a very good question about how do we arrive at a decision on how to keep this thing. And I certainly can't speak for everybody, but having done this and other things in my life, I can tell you my methodology. Number one, always first and foremost, service to the constituents, service to the people. That's always up in my mind. Tempered by how much is it costing us? I mean, this township, Mr. Heinzman is right. This board has a fiscal responsibility to run this place as a business. Now, sometimes businesses do things deliberately that don't make a lot of money, and they strive for breaking even. I don't think you've heard anybody up here talking about generating revenue off this. Our focus is service to the people and trying to at least break even with this thing. And, you know, I've been on record on numerous times, you know, I'm like some of the other people here. I spend a lot of days here in Croton where I never leave. I frequent all these businesses. I use this post office. And, you know, I think that's important. You know, and I temper everything with service to the people, but we do have a responsibility, a fiscal oversight to all of you to spend our money wisely. It may come to pass, and like Mr. Heinzman said, we do not know till we sit down and run the numbers. Can we continue to absorb a $12,000 to $14,000 a year loss? Well, right this second, none of us are saying yes or no, because till we run the numbers, we don't know.
But every year since it opened, it's taken in more money every year.
yeah, that's correct, Sally. The revenue has gone up on it. That is absolutely correct. Yep. Sherry
Moore. Going back to the service to the community, when my mom was on the board 30 years ago, she put into place, they started the transfer station. It was free. It was a service to the community for the taxpayers. Well, and eventually that we had to start charging, and I can't remember what it was when I was on the board. I'm not even sure what it is now, $1.75 a bag. And I don't know if that too, okay. I don't go to the dump. I don't know if that breaks even. I mean, I don't know if the dump breaks even or not, but it is a service to our community. And we used to be able to take money out of the campground for special projects or things that we needed extra. That was what that money was for to begin with. It bought fire trucks, it bought extra things that we needed. I don't know, maybe some of that money could go towards the post office as well, as a service to our taxpayers.
Yeah, Morgan, you mentioned $160,000 revenue. Who set that? The main post office itself?
Yeah, the letter I found said that those projections came as a study that the post office themselves did prior to this getting set up as a study. Yeah.
Nothing concrete then.
No, in our letter we addressed the fact that you put these numbers out in the beginning and it's not meeting them. I mean, they did that and said this is what it should do. So that was their numbers and not ours. But we did base what we did off of.
They projected that from the first year, or?
They projected that right off the get and to go up from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've never been to Croton.
No. I think they did the study wrong.
How many residents?
Hang on. Yes, ma'am.
I'm just curious, instead of projecting how much we could make, how much do we need to make exactly?
It depends. If they give us the rate increase I'm asking for, we're good.
Oh.
If they come back and do not give us this rate increase, then I can inform you of the exact amount we need to make based on the rate they're going to give us.
Will you go farther and check into these mailboxes Cindy's talking about?
100%.
And some other services, like packaging services that we can
By all
charge
means, anything we
for.
can.
More retail supplies for people.
Like I said, Sally, I come down there right after the election, Sue, how quick was I in there talking to you and said, we've got to look at other alternate sources. And I told Sue on day one thing I will not support, and I don't know about the rest of the board members, but we cannot go into anything that is competition with a local business. I do not believe government should ever compete with our businesses locally. I mean, I don't want to start a retail store and go into selling stuff in there because our stores do that. And it's just not right that government competes with business ever. But anything that's available to us that is not available in this community that we can do in there, by all means, we need every suggestion we can, everything we can look at to make it closer to that break-even mark.
Morgan?
Yes, ma'am.
Not only do we do the postal unit things, but we also like stuff the envelopes for the township. We do all their taxes.
Yep.
And those are township hours, and can we take that out of the township fund when we're working for the township? Why are you shaking your head?
No, you're right, Cindy, absolutely right. And it has been a source that we put into the budget for you guys.
Yeah, because
To get that line closer.
that.
Yes,
And when
absolutely.
you do the taxes, that's charged against my department.
Okay.
Morgan, I had checked with Sue early on to run my business bulk mail through there, and they said they wouldn't allow the contract postal unit. That's something maybe to look at. You know, I probably spend 15 to 20 grand a year on bulk mail. But I could not get,
You can't do
You cannot do it just like shipping stuff to an APO, and then
It's too bad.
overseas, it has to be done online, and you can drop it off there, which is giving them.
Tammy, did you?
We do
APO.
Well, then I'm gonna have to report you to the OIG, because you can't. Yeah, it's against the law.
Don't tell them.
No, I'm serious. I have, no, because I heard that you guys were doing that, and I hope it's not true, because if it is, and it's not being done online, it is totally.
You're talking about-
You're referring to a
company's form?
If it's done online.
It is done
that's
online.
fine.
We do
It's
it
a
on
service that we
Then it's
provide.
a breach of national security.
Hold on, back here, back to the meeting. So, anyway, let's get this set off. Let's ask for this rate increase. Let's find out where we're gonna be, and we will come back and do this again. This will not be the last meeting on this, so I can see there's a lot of passion about it, but I don't think we're anywhere near done with it yet. We were not ready as a board for the fight of closing or keeping the post office open yet. We're still exploring options here,
Well,
folks.
I think it's important that we sit down and look at the budget before we.
100%. 100%. Hang on a minute, Jim.
Are you gonna
Okay,
put
no
a
more
committee,
questions.
are you gonna put a committee together on this deal?
You know, no, I'm not putting a committee together. I think we're gonna keep going the way we are. We're working together as 5 members.
Okay.
And we can't have any bigger committee than that. We're working with the girls at the post office. Everything we do, we take down to them and tell them what's going on. Sue and I went over a budget for the first time. Give her a heads up of what it looks like. Cindy supplied us with all the revenue things that I can look for that I have not seen before as a board member.
Okay.
So we're working pretty close together to keep things going in the right direction. So,
Well, you also talked about merging it into the campground, too.
yes, sir.
And that's 6 months of, really, of labor and utilities that are already being paid
Free,
for.
in essence.
So it kind of merges that in and then leaves your profits.
Yep.
And the month since we said we were gonna do that. Karen?
Ma'am, I have not gotten back. Steve Gerke was the only builder that I asked to go over there. And I asked him to go over there because he did the original build out. And the only thing Steve said, he's finally got some numbers, but I'm not gonna like what he has to say. So he has not formally got back to me yet to give me that.
May I make
That's
a
the only reason I have
comment?
not brought that up, but I have not got back from Steve.
May I make a comment?
Yes, sir.
Is there a possibility of getting bids
Well,
other than
I-
Mr. Gerke?
That's what he's doing, is he's laying out an overall view of what it would take to do it. We would use that to go get the
the
bids.
scope of project.
A scope of project in essence. Yes, Scott?
So what we can do as citizens is ship lots of heavy stuff.
Just mail.
I'm pushing what he said. You do
Yes,
those
ma'am.
prepaid packages,
Yeah.
you get off your butt to support this community, you take it to these nice ladies here, let them scan it, there's a quarter. Like, no big deal.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
we make more money if you let us mail the packages.
Yeah, I'm on the side of the table.
All right, so that's where we're at. Does anybody on the board have anything else?
I'll make a motion that you send out this rate increase form coming with your letter as written.
Okay.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Lonnie. Lonnie, we're up. Okay. Lonnie, do you have anything else for the board?
Done, you're all done.
I'm at the end. Chris, you have anything? Ralph?
I attended the meeting.
Thanks for being here.
Okay, good.
I attended the meeting representing us, and I shall have that information for inclusion on the meeting on 28th.
Yep. The only other thing I had, I did put in the announcements, I don't know if everybody knows, but this coming weekend, there's an ice fishing tournament, professional ice fishing tournament.
I don't think so.
They informed me today this thing is still on.
Are you kidding?
So, all I can say to you is good luck. Yes, hold on, folks.
Angela.
Mark, these outside lights
Yep.
above the door, are they designed to operate the way they've been operating? Which they start up and shut off within seconds?
I don't know, I will ask the head of the maintenance head.
All
And I don't know if you know, you got a call the other night for the alarm going off. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, that was me. I set the alarm off.
Another question.
Yes, sir.
Who's responsible for the outside electricity order to the schools? Are they owned by the township yet?
It's far, wait a minute.
Okay, my,
Who pays the electric bill?
right,
They do.
okay. Who's responsible for any new lights that might go out? They don't have a night light one over there for the gals coming to work, the buses, going to the buses. I mean, they're in the complete dark out there.
And we will have Bob check on that, but they've not said a word, so ultimately it would be they coming to us saying,
Okay.
we do all the
I
this, the other
our families
Yeah,
grew
we'll
up
make sure
together in
Bob
the
gets down there and
farmship.
looks at that.
Well, my maiden name is Rita.
Anything else? Any other public comments on anything not on the agenda?
Right from me.
With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
My
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
right around the corner. Okay.